Well, this is the steam traction part of Powerland. It represents the development of the steam traction engine from about 1880 up until about 1920, when the traction engine was in its heyday in the United States. And we just like to keep them running and keep the public interested in them. There's not many of them around. We have probably 15 traction engines, and they represent from 1880 up until 1928. The ones out on the west coast were wood, back east, coal. With the coming of the gasoline engine, it was a boon for the small farmer, because it'd take two people to run the traction engine. You had to have an engineer and a fireman, and out in the field you'd have to have a kid or a guy with a water tank and a wagon load of fuel coming and going to feed the engine. On the threshing machine that it operated, you'd probably have 4 or 5 guys out in the field loading the bundle wagons. You'd have about 4 guys pitching the bundles into the machine in the field. And Henry Ford, with his Fordson, I believe the lowest price was something around $350 or $400. And the small farmer could afford one of these, whereas a traction engine would cost $2,000 to $3,000 new. The end came about just after World War I. Oh, there were a few of them probably threshed up into maybe the late 40s, early 50s with them on a regular basis, but not very many. Well, the Western Steam Fiends has maintained a steam school every year, and it's for any interested persons that want to learn about them, the history about them, how to operate them, how to maintain them.
I went to steam school Powerland about 8 years ago.
I got certified last year.
My wife's grandparents, my wife's grandpa had one, threshing machine and a steam engine. And my wife and I both attended steam school and got our certificates. And, coming back every time the show's on since.